you are, whoever you are. Oliver Perry, I am back. I have returned from the desolate wasteland that is not being on the internet. Um, so last few days I've been missing my 30 day 500k challenge, where I've been raising money for real estate investing, particularly for multifamily and some smaller single family. So I've been away for various reasons, but none that I can use, as they would all be excuses. The point is that I'm back. I have been off the horse. I'm getting back on the horse. Don't think it just happens to you. It definitely happens to me as well, but that's not the point of today's talk. So today, I wanted to talk to you guys really quick about something. I'm actually in a group called The Morning Meetup with Mr. David Shands, quite a few others who are now I can call friends, who I've known them for almost, I want to say almost a year now. No, 6-7 months now, somewhere around there. But point is, I've gotten to know them very well, very very well, and I've had the distinct honor of being able to start reading this book that David Shands wrote called Dreams Are Built Overnight. Now, I'm on chapter 4 at the moment. I'll be through chapter 5 and 6 this evening, but there is a passage at the very front of the book that I gotta talk about. I just don't have a choice. It's an obligation that I talk about this. Oh, by the way, as you can see right here, right here, there's a buy me coffee link. If you like what you're listening to, if you would like to support by any means, any chance, please feel free. Shoot. Where is that? There you go. Shoot shoot the link, hit the link, type it in. You can tip there, that kind of thing. If not, no big deal. It's not an obligation. It's just a suggestion or an opportunity, depending on how you look at it. Now, with that being said, in the book, David actually talks about a discussion he has with a gentleman in the bookstore, not in the bookstore, at his job at the time. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I'm going to keep it brief. What happened was he had a discussion with the guy, and the person said that they had been working at the job for 30 years. They intended to be there for a few years and ended up there for a very, very long time. And I read it and it scared me. And I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding to you. I see this constantly in the U.S. Army. Now, I am constantly reminded that it's not everybody isn't of the same mindset that I have, or that some of the people that I hang around as they are entrepreneurs. Some people just want to continue to work for someone else, and that's fine. Let me preface all I'm going to say with that. It's okay, but it scares me. And it scares me because when I see it, I've seen it on the other side. I've seen people retire from the military for 20 years and then go into another meeting and be honored by a general or admiral or whoever for another 30 years of service. That's 50 years of service. That's a lot of time. Now, are they super old? Yes, or not. Let me not say super old, but they're very seasoned at that point, and they're basically beasts at their job. But it always feels like that same passage that you could see in Rich Dad Poor Dad, where his friend's father stands over him and doesn't stand over him, but he stands in front of him and tells him, "Hey, I'll give you a little bit more if you'll stay. I'll give you a little bit more if you'll stay." And it just kept rolling, right? And he got to the point where it just shut off. And for me, it's the same thing. I've seen it over and over and again. The moment that I had the epiphany that I did not want to be just in this bubble of just military service for the rest of my life, not that it's a bad cause, but because I wanted something more. There was something else. There's something else that I need to be going for and going after to build my own legacy. Because the legacy is not going to get built by itself, right? It's not going to be built because I am staying in the U.S. Army and doing the same thing over and over and over again in the U.S. Army. Now, there are some who want to be colonels, full bird colonels, some that want to be 2-3-star generals. I respect and appreciate the dream and the vision that you have to do that. That's not me personally. As I said, I can't see myself being in for 30 years. To be honest, I didn't think I was going to be in for, 16 years in now? I originally got in to be out at 10. I wanted to get out at 10 because I want to do graphic design and all this great stuff. And it didn't come to fruition for various reasons, mostly because I just got comfortable. I became satisfied. I became okay with being where I was and not really going anywhere forward. But I say all that to say, now after reading, when I read that part of this particular book, it, like, when I say terrify, y'all, I mean it terrified me. It scared me. It made me super uncomfortable because I could see that happening, and I see it over and over and over and over again. And the difference between the U.S. military and other sources, other jobs, is that you already know what the number is going to be when you get promoted. So a second lieutenant can go, or sorry, a first lieutenant can go and see what a second lieutenant is going to get. Sorry, the other way around. Second lieutenant can see what a first lieutenant is going to get. A first lieutenant can see what a captain is going to get. A captain can see what he's going to get as a major. A major can see what he's going to get as lieutenant colonel, and so on and so forth, right? You can see that. It's not like my colonel has to come to me and say, hey, I'm going to promote you. I'm going to give you a little bit more money. No. Uncle Sam will come to me and has already put it out. Hey, this is the rank structure. This is where you go from point A to point B. Whatever it is, if you're enlisted or if you're officer. For me, I'm an officer, so that's where my thought process comes from. So it's terrifying, man. It's really, really scary because you get into this comfort zone. You get into this moment where, oh, everything's okay. I'm making enough to support the family. I'm making enough to do this, to do that. But at the end of it, you still have to request for leave. You still have to get approved by somebody else to let you go on a trip with your family. Not because they're better than you necessarily, by no means. That's just their position. That's the job that they have. It's a security measure by the U.S. military, of course. But in the back of my head, it's always, I'm working for somebody else. I'm building someone else's dream. Even though we might not think that the military is someone else's dream. It just is. Now, it's something that's been around forever, and that dream and that legacy of the person who built it, the person who started the military, has continued to carry on. And that's not a bad thing by any means. I'm not saying anybody should jump ship. I'm just saying for me, it became the idea of being in forever for the rest of my life. It's just terrifying, man. I can't express to you. It's hard to even describe how scary it is to me, because I just feel like for everybody who's there, there's just so much more, right? There's so much more you can do. Like, I know I've got people who I've known that are in the military that will deploy, come home, and spend money on BMWs or whatever else, which is a waste of money, in my opinion. Not judging, just in my opinion. It's a waste of money. Now, is it wrong? No, not necessarily. You can do what you want to do with your money. My point is, I can't build a legacy on a BMW purchase. I can't build a legacy if I'm constantly deploying. And let me not lie, before I really think about it, you are building a legacy. Some form, some shape, some form, you're building a legacy of defending your nation. Absolutely. Nothing wrong with that. But what do your kids get to do with that? They get the GI Bill? Absolutely. They get the 9/11 bill? Absolutely. But when they look back and they're like, all right, Dad did this, all they're going to say is Dad was in the military. Okay, then what? You're absolutely putting them in a better place, but I think you can continue to do more. I think there's more that you can do, and you don't necessarily have to get out you don't necessarily have to get out the military to do any of these things. You can run a business while you're in the military. I'd imagine it's a little bit difficult, to say the least, but I don't imagine it's impossible. As a matter of fact, I know it's not, because I know military members who have billion-dollar businesses, million-dollar businesses that are just cranking along, and they're happy. They've got their W-2, they got their 9-to-5 with the U.S. military, and then they've got deploy every now and then, that kind of thing, but they still get to build outside of that. My only thing is, I don't want to be the guy that was only a soldier for the rest of my life. I don't want to be that guy. I've seen how difficult it is for some of the infantry guys who go in and they get out and all they have is infantry. So they end up doing something along the lines of private security or whatever else, constantly having to put themselves in harm because they've been ingrained in the system. The system has been created around them. And some of them don't, they end up starting their own private security. Not knocking it at all. Not saying none of this is bad. I'm just saying the mindset. Our mindset as military members has to change, has to evolve. We should be doing more not just for our country, but as well for our family, as well for the people that are around us, in my opinion. Just being in one job, any job, would terrify me if it's 30, 40 years. Like that's a long time for me. It's a really long time. But anyway, listen, I hope you don't judge me. I hope you understand where I'm coming from, my thought process on this. It's not meant to be by any means malice or tell you not to join the military. Military is a great opportunity, a great way to get a next stepping stone to the next thing. All I'm saying is don't just be for 20 years. Don't get up and do the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. Wake up, hit the alarm. Wake up, hit the alarm. Wake up, hit the alarm, go to work. It's got to be a draining experience, and it terrifies me that there's folks that are out there who have to go through that or are going through that, and they're not thinking about anything else but just continuing on that path, and they know that it's not where they need to be, and they can do more, but they choose not to. I don't know. I couldn't be me. That's all I'm saying. Couldn't be me. Now, I appreciate you guys for watching. Those who have watched this long, I appreciate you being a part of this, allowing me the opportunity to speak my mind on this particular issue, or not particular issue, but this particular topic. I pray that you are well. I pray that whatever you do what you love, and you do what's going to make you happy, point blank and period. No matter what I say or anybody else says, do what makes you happy. In the meantime, if you're interested in real estate investing, please, by all means, shoot me a message. I've got a calendar link in the link on here, on the YouTube, on the Facebook, on the LinkedIn as well. It'll be there as well. If you'd like to reach out, talk real estate investing, please let me know. I'd love to have a discussion with you. If not, totally understand, no worries. In the meantime, I've got to go. Oh, also, I put the link to Dreams Are Built Overnight by David Shands, forwarded by the illustrious Eric Thomas, PhD. If that's something you're interested in, please, by all means, check out the link. You can order the book there. It's not super expensive. It's a really good book so far, and I'll give you guys a full-on review after I finish it. And I might even start doing full reviews in general. I might just come on here and just do reviews of some of the books that I read. I've got 3 books I'm reading at the moment. So I'll keep you guys posted. I hope you guys have a great night, a great evening. I will see you again tomorrow.